Long before the kingdoms of Albion rose from the wilderness, before castles crowned the hills and the roads stitched the lands together, the residents of Albion lived in the shadow of something older. The world was not ruled by kings, no. It was ruled by the court. They were ancient beings. Their power, it shaped the land and drove fear into the hearts of men. To them, we were fragile, temporary. And for a time that was true. One man refused to accept it. William Black. He was not born a king, nor chosen by prophecy. He was, however, the first man to master will energy, a power that allowed him to shape the world itself. With that power, he stood against the court. With the sword of aeons, he challenged them, and when, against all expectation, he slew them one by one. His victory saved us all, and changed the balance of power in this world forever. Because his power did not vanish with him, it endured, passed to his sons and daughters for generations, a spark carried in the blood. And those who inherited that spark would come to be known by a single name: hero. These heroes were not defined by titles, wealth, or destiny. They were defined by potential. Somewhere in that blood of theirs, the power of William still burned, sometimes faint, sometimes overwhelming, but never burnt out. Those born with these abilities were far beyond ordinary men and women. They could survive wounds that would kill others, and stand against threats no one else could face. But alone power does not shape history. No. Power must be wielded. And every hero ever lived walked one of three paths. These were not merely talents, no, they were disciplines. Strength was the power to endure, to overcome, the ability to stand firm when others fell, to break through, to destroy your enemies utterly with the strength of your sword. Skill was the discipline of mastery. These heroes learned to outthink their opponents, to strike with accuracy. Many enemies fell to their arrows. And will, it was the power to reshape reality itself. The same force first wielded by William. It allowed heroes to bend the laws of nature to their command. Some mastered lightning and fire. Others lived longer lives and healed others. Different paths, different methods, but the same truth beneath them all. A hero was capable of changing the fate of the world. As the centuries passed following William's supposed death, I don't believe that for a second, mind you, but that's a story for another time. The world did not grow quieter. It grew louder, stranger, more dangerous. Because William's power did not fade with him, heroes became numerous. And before long, heroes were no longer rare miracles whispered about in taverns. They were everywhere. And power like that, power without guidance, does not bring order. It brings chaos. Power without discipline is dangerous. Power without restraint is unpredictable. So another great hero of his time, Nostro, founded a guild. A place where those born with the heroic bloodline could be taught, trained, the Heroes Guild. It stood as a beacon of learning and preparation, where young heroes learned to master their strength before that strength mastered them, where they were taught not just how to fight, but how to survive. But the guild did not exist to create saints. No, it existed to create capacity. And when a hero completed their training, when they stood in the Chamber of Fate for the first time, before their first steps into the world, they were given a message. Go out into the world and do great deeds. Deeds that will bring you the gratitude of thousands, or strike fear into their hearts. There was no oath of righteousness, no vow of virtue, because in Albion, being a hero was never about morality. It was about power and consequences. Over the centuries, many heroes rose to prominence. Some became legends, and others cautionary tales. But all of them left their mark on Albion. Warriors who defended cities from invasion, or ventured into the forgotten ruins of the old kingdom. Leaders who united people in times of crisis, or tore them apart through ambition and pride. Heroes like Thunder or Briar Rose became symbols of the guild at its height. Champions who showed the world what strength, discipline, and courage could achieve. Others told a different story. Like Maze, who proved that even the most trusted protector could fall. Or Reaver, who showed that heroism and selfishness were not opposites. They could exist side by side. Power used not for justice, but for survival, for wealth, for ambition. Each of these individuals revealed a different face of heroism. Strength, duty, ambition, failure. Because in Albion, heroes were never perfect. They were powerful. But the world does not stand still, and time passed as Albion began to change. Technology advanced, cities expanded, and industry replaced tradition. And the dangers that once required heroes slowly began to fade. The age of wandering champions and legendary warriors gave way to a more structured society. One that relied less on individual power and more on law, government, machines. Heroes still existed, but they were no longer the center of the world. And with fewer monsters to fight, fewer kingdoms to defend, fewer legends waiting to be written. The bloodline endured, but it was growing weaker. So after centuries of battles, triumphs, failures, one question remained. What truly makes someone a hero? Is it the power they inherit? The path they choose? The battles they win? Or is it something simpler and more difficult? Responsibility. Because every hero in Albion, whether noble or ruthless, shared one thing in common. Their actions changed the lives of others. They protected kingdoms, they destroyed them. They inspired hope, and they spread fear. But one thing they never were was insignificant. In the end, that may be the real definition of a hero. Not goodness, Not glory, not destiny. Impact.
Thanks for watching to the end, guys. Let me know what you think of this new video format down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you'd like me to keep doing stuff like this. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.